Hello, everyone. My name's Ceruli, or you can call me Fly Fish. You know, I'm here with the best deck of the current format. Now that Sparkitt's gone, you're going to be seeing this deck everywhere. Sparkitt was the bane of his existence. It's gone. Now this deck can show up. I took this to the casual event, went 3-1. You're just going to have to get used to it. So the deck that I'm playing is Glydesdale Carryon. You've probably never heard of these cards, but you will. Don't worry. So, first to start off, we've got two Glydesdale. Glydesdale effect says you can expend wind in order to give this Glydesdale +5 until the end phase, and as long as this Glydesdale is empowered by Aeromare, it can attack twice in the battle phase. So, this card, there's nothing that it doesn't deal with. It can attack over everything, and it can hit twice, potentially for damage. You're going to burn your opponent down quick, that's for sure. Let's put Glydesdale. So, this package is pretty thorough. It's already well thought out. We're going to have the 3 Aeromare because you need it in order to attack twice. Plus, Aeromare effect says when it's ascended over, I can attach it as an artifact rune, and then the empowered Celestial cannot be targeted or destroyed by opponent's Celestial effects. So sorry if you've got Boombat, if you've got Kinleo, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Nothing, you can't target it with nothing. The Heart and Soul of the deck, just 2 Carryon. Apparently 3 is too bricky. Carryon, when it's destroyed by battle, it can take control of your opponent's Elestrals until the end phase, which is so good because if you kept it for any longer, that would just be actually usable. So just having it till the end phase, so after it destroys it, it can't even attack again. So you just control it, and then maybe you can, waste a rune to get rid of it. But other than that, it's just the best card in the game. Just that simple. Now on to like the bad cards of the deck, the cards that you don't really want to see, but they just help round it out because you can't play more copies of Carryon and Glydesdale and Aeromare. We're playing 3 Swordlet. I wish its attack was a little bit higher. 5 is really low, so if it could be like 7 or 8 for a 1-drop, that'd be great. But Swordlet's effect is okay. You can expend 1 in order to change the position of a Lestral unless it's wind enchanted. That really sucks. If it didn't have that wind enchanted part, it'd be so much better. I guess it can help you get over cards like Astrabbit, but that's like Astrabbit's not that good, and you don't really care about getting over it. That's what Glydesdale's here for. Glydesdale's here to get over it. Next, we've got 3 Elechick. You play this card because you absolutely have to. You don't really want to run it, but you've got cards like Zeus and A-List in here, and they help get you to Glydesdale and Carryon and make them way better. So that's really what you want to see, but you only play Elechick because you have to. You don't really want to. Same thing with Astrabbit. It's just more copies of Glydesdale and Aeromare and Carryon. Other than that, it's a pretty bad card. I wish its defense was a little bit higher because it's really easy to attack over. But you got to play with what you got. In the future, I have a feeling they'll put support for Glydesdale, Aeromare, and Carryon. Until then, this deck will just be tier 0. But we need an emergency ban on this, and it's not going to happen until it gets support. So we're only going to be playing 1 A-List and 1 Zeus because any more of these would be too good, and we don't want that. We want this deck to be powered down just a little bit, so that's fair for the opponent. So yeah, if you wanted to be mean, you could play more, but that's up to you. Next, we'll be playing just 2 drops of Leaf. This is to shuffle back your Swordlets, your Astrabbits, and your Elechicks, because they're just so bad, and you honestly just want to see Glydesdale and Aeromare and Carryon. But what can you do? This card is good for getting you to them, so that probably makes it the best card in the deck. 3 Ambrosia. Ambrosia is really good because you can recycle spirits back in order to ascend into Glydesdale. So you always need spirits in your spirit deck to do that. So you need it. Tower of Winds, probably the best card because it allows you to special ascend into Glydesdale on your own turn. It would have been nice if you really want to bully your opponent, if you have more A-lists, you can activate this card more, but I don't like doing that. I like to really challenge myself and just have this card at max at 2 copies and then not be able to use it because then I can wait for the perfect moment to use it late in the game. 3 Helios Chariot Ride because you're always getting Glydesdale out no matter what. It's just bound to happen. So when you get when you know you're gonna be summoning it, you Helios Chariot Ride. Your opponent can't activate runes in response to it, and now you're golden. I mean, you set yourself up to win after that because once Glydesdale attacks, the game's over. Now you have some pretty okay cards. You have Tsunamis to. They're honestly here just to protect your weaker cards like Elechick, Astrabbit, and Sorlet. They need to stay on the field. Sometimes those cards are good enough to the point where they can stay on the field and you can eventually get out your Glydesdale. But, it's okay. It's not Glydesdale or Airmare. We have 2 Circle of the Sky. Again, just like Tower of the Winds, you can play more copies of Alias if you really want to bully your opponent. But because I don't like doing that and I just want to suffer with cards in my hand, I'm playing this to brick up my deck and never play it. 2 PTA, 3 would be too good. 2 Shield, again 3 would be too good. And 3 Altar of the Stars, same thing with Circle of the Sky and Tower of the Winds. Nexusing can be too easy, so I specifically in this deck made it hard on myself because I wanted to challenge myself because this deck is too good. But that's it for the main deck. Obviously, as you can see, the cards that you really need are Airmare, Glydesdale, and Carryon. So as long as you have that, it doesn't really matter what you play. So you can challenge yourself or you can play a good version of it. It's kind of up to you, but I think this is like the perfect ratio for if you want an absolute measure of skill expression and you really want to show off how good you are. We're having 2 Waters for your Tsunamis. You could cut them for more wins for your Glydesdale and Airmare. You play 6 Zaptor. This is the one thing I regret. I think I would just put you don't even really need to you only need to activate Elechick and Astrabbit like maybe once. So maybe you just cut this down to 1 and then play more win for Glydesdale and Airmare. And then you're having 12 Lycoris. I wish I played more. The amount of times you want to get out Glydesdale with Airmare and Carryon it's the way you win the game. So you need Wind Spirits. So I wish I had more. And that's it for the deck profile. Hope you enjoyed. If you stuck around to the end, which bless you if you did. This deck was clearly a punishment. I lost in the previous episode of Big Fella Battles, and on the wheel I spun that Hayden had to choose my deck. And this is the deck he gave me. I don't know how I went 3-1. I went 3-1 because of Astrabbit, Elechick, and Sorlet. I had them every game. Most games that I won, I had because I had 3 Sorlets out. I saw Astrabbit twice, and I had Elechick with Zeus to attack over. I just won because my opponents happened to brick, and I got the only good cards in my deck. Hayden didn't want me to play Gorgon's Gaze because that card is just way too bad because it's expensive and it doesn't remove a card. Who wants to play a card that has an effect if it doesn't remove a card from the field? Sure, you can stop everything your opponent does ever with that one singular card, but if it doesn't remove it, that card just sticks around and you hate it. You hate to see it. But for real, if you stuck through watching this, wow, good on you. I do think this deck is something that's fun for casual that you could actually make good. Don't play this list. You're just punishing yourself. Switch it up. Make it better. Tower of Winds, Glydesdale, all the 2 drops for Wind can be fun. You just have to mess around with the list a little bit more. But yes, please don't play this. Thank you.